In our house, you must respect your parents in the house.
And each other.
And each other. But let me, because I say the house because I want to talk about what happened today. It's a privilege to be able to color on the floor. I take that back. You're not coloring on the floor. There's paper there. No, sorry about that. There's paper there, guys. And by the way, I'm not going to say names, but we've been going to people's places lately, and I look at the walls, and they're like markers, and there's soot on the walls, and the floors.
Listen, when you say soot, that's like you're making like walls? A chimney.
So it seems like some kids or the parents don't enforce that the kids should respect the house. Because I'm looking at the walls, there's like fingerprints, and they're black, and you look at the floors, and there's like marker, and it's like people aren't cleaning. So the kids are not respecting, or the parents are not enforcing it. In our house, we have a nice house, and it's also the girls' house. It's Jersey's house.
Nice house or not, we have a house.
We have a nice house, but it's the girls' house too. 5 days ago, I said, okay, you can color on the floor with markers if you have paper.
You can sit on the floor and color. This is what you're trying to say.
Because they want to sit on the hardwood floor and they want to color with markers and stuff like that. We don't want markers on the floor. I don't want to see markers or red or any color. A few days ago, I said, there's a mark right here. Why is it here? Because we had the conversation a couple days ago about doing this. It's a privilege to be able to color on the floor, sitting on the floor, because we have nice hardwood floors. Today, I come in, I see the same mark, the same little mark on the floor, and I said, why is this not up? And while you're waiting to give me the answer, you no longer have the privilege of using the markers on the floor because of what we talked about 5 days ago. Let me remind you what we talked about. And now I'm seeing the same mark. So tell me why it's there. And also, you cannot do this anymore. You can find other places. Then Ava had a little attitude. Wasn't much, but the crosstalk of, oh, my sister did that, I didn't do it. That's what drives me nuts.
What Ava said was, so you're trying to say we can't even do color pencils? Color pencils don't
right, sassy.
On the floor. Yeah, like she had to have another thing to say.
Not understanding the real problem. It's not how you get in trouble. It's what you say at the time of getting in trouble. If they would have said, I remember a couple of days ago, you said to clean this up and I'm sorry. And I know that it's a privilege basically to be able to do this. Can we clean it up right now? I'm sorry. That type of thing. Just owning it. Instead of, can we not do this? Or like my sister this, my sister, like that's when I'm just like, get your shoes on, go walk around the house. Because they don't like walking around the house because we have these Juro spiders, these big Georgia spiders that connect from one bush to the other bush. And I'm like, go walk under them. Go figure it out. Go walk under them. So Ava's walking around the house. Then she came in early. I said, go do another time. And she's upset. And I'm just trying to let her know there are consequences for the disrespect. And this is what I've learned that you don't like doing is walking around the house. So you're going to walk around the house.
Alexis got in trouble because we have this mirror that is on one of the walls that they like to look at. Whenever I say there's something on your face, they go to run to that mirror, but they're not quite tall enough to get into this mirror. So that wall, they would put their hand on the wall and go like this. And I've told them a million times, please stop touching the wall. You have stuff on your hands. Good thing it's semi-gloss, whatever. I've been wiping down that wall, but I'm like, stop touching the wall. I said, Alexis, you have something in your eye. Please go clean it out. She goes to try and run and look in the mirror and doesn't. She touches the wall. I said, Alexis, do not touch the wall. Come here. So I go and try and get the thing out of her eye for her. And she's like, annoying. And I was like, what'd you say? And I'm like, I don't know what she's saying annoying to that she can't see in the mirror, or annoying that I'm telling her to come over here so I can in that moment, I was like, I don't even care what she's saying is annoying right now. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I was saying it's annoying that I can't see in the mirror. And I'm like,
she's trying to backtrack on it.
I don't know which one she was actually meant or not. Maybe she did mean that. I don't know. But in the moment, I was just like, this is the attitude that gets you in trouble. Is saying things like, annoying. Like, why would you say such a thing? Yeah, that's not, you're not cursing your parent out. But that is a form of talking back.
Yeah.
That, as I said, sometimes I think kids kids this day and age get some form of expression that they think they're just expressing their thoughts or their feelings. But it's like, no, there's a certain thing that's expressing yourself. There's also certain things that's just plain rude or disrespectful to a parent. And that line is what they have to figure out. That is the biggest problem really right now, is what that line is. Because, like I said, they go to school and they're told it's your body. And you say if you don't want to do something and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, you make a good point, but I don't think the girls consciously are, this is my body, whatever. I think they're at the age in child development where they're realizing some of their independence. So that is a great thing. We want the girls in Jersey, when he gets to that age, to realize that they are their own person. They can have their own feelings and thoughts, but they need to understand also that you have to be respectful as you're still voicing your opinion and who you, and there's a way to do that.
Not even just respectful, Justin. Sometimes I think they don't realize that they don't know near as much as they think they know.
That's true. Every kid is that,
I'm saying. Kid. So a lot of it sometimes is them thinking they know something. They'll ask some question. I'll say, well, no, that's not how it goes. They're like, well, I'm like, I'm telling you, I've been on this earth much longer than you. That will not work. And they're like, well, can I try it? I'm like, listen to my words. You're going to break that because that will not work. What you're doing right now will not work, but they still trying like, well, can I try it? If it was something simple, like, whatever, trying to open a bottle, sure, try it. You're not gonna be able to do it. But when I'm telling you, if you do that, you're going to break it. No, I'm not going to let you try it. I know more than you. Don't do it.
Right.
So then they start arguing back and forth about that because in their mind, they think they want to try it because it's, whatever. Which again, it's not the fact of you want to try something. It's I'm telling you that if you do that thing right now, you're going to break something.
Right.
So the answer is no, you cannot do it.
Well, we're adults and we've been around longer. And it's our job, once again, to raise kids to be good people as they grow up. So we have to reel them back in, to have like a rodeo term. And what I was talking about earlier is that taking the time to explain to the kids today, this took like half an hour talking to them. And my talk was centered around, it's not what you do to get in trouble, it's how you respond and react when you get in trouble. For the most part, that's what it is, right? Because kids all do the same thing. They make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes as a child. That is fine. Make the mistake. We want you, make the mistakes. But it's how you respond. In this case, this is also your house. You should want to take care of it. You should not want black marks on the wall from your hands. You should not want things on the floor from markers. You should not be upset at your parents for trying to keep a nice home. So my point is that parenting is hard because a lot of parents, or some parents, may not care at all what their kids do. So today would be no point at all. They would just not even address it. There would be just markers on the floor, black stuff on the wall. And for me, it's not about you got to respect your mom and dad as much as that you should respect the house that you live in. But it takes time as a parent to spend time with your kids to try to properly explain it without just yelling at them. I was really trying to take the time to explain that when you get in trouble is how you respond. So try to respond better because I don't want to see you get in trouble. I don't want to see you, go through these things and get upset.
It comes with being able to take criticism. That just kind of hit me like, being able to take criticism. That's what your job as a parent is to teach your child to be able to take criticism or take correction without taking it as something they need to jump and lash back at. Because really that's what we're doing when something happens. We're correcting or we're I don't want to say criticizing, but that's the only word I could use.
You're parenting, which a lot of parenting is that.
So when you go and you put your cup at the edge of the table and then you start eating and you knock it over, I'm going to say to you, I've told you before.
You did that last week.
You don't put your cup on the edge because I would knock my cup over if I put it on the edge. You should put your cup up here so that when you're eating, it's not in your way.
Right.
So instead of taking that criticism and saying, okay, I understand, I'll try to remember next time. That would have been the simplest situation to move forward. Right. Instead, it becomes, well, I didn't mean to. God, you're acting like I meant to. Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm saying. And now you're in trouble because, not because you spilled the cup, but because of, like you said, the way you just responded to me giving you correction.
Right.
And like you said, for the most part, they're great. Like it's
they are great. And I think on the parenting side, you're right. But on the parenting side, I've learned that it's also, we have to do a good job of knowing that they're young kids and they're going to make mistakes. How do we offer up the criticism, in a way where we're not, bullying, we're not being mean or rude like today. So I was very forceful with the girls as far as like when they were doing this, I was very forceful about why you're getting in trouble. Let me be forceful so you understand how serious this is, because I'm repeating myself for the third time now. But then afterwards, when we had the conversation, I tried to be very direct, but very calming and looking them in the eye and letting them talk. Do you have anything to say about this? But instead of finger pointing, I'm your dad. I don't like seeing you get in trouble. So I'm trying to help you so that you don't get in trouble when things happen. And this is what I think you can do. That's going to help both of us, because you're not getting in trouble and I'm not going to feel bad because I'm like, oh, they had to get in trouble. Because me and your mom, we don't want to see you get in trouble. I don't thrive off, disciplining my kids. I like to see them happy.